Hello Cancer, and welcome to your July zodiac wheel forecast. So I'll focus here for you Cancer for the July 2020. What messages is there for Cancerians for July? I invite Great Spirit, Divine Source, angels and guides to join in this reading for Cancerians for their highest good and the good of all concerned. Thank you. There we go. Those two can start. Lovely. Star of Hope. Knight of Wands. On the move. Getting motivated. The Moon. Something being revealed to you. King of Wands. He is a man of passion, and he's also very creative. It's a Leo, Sagittarius, Aries energy with the King of Wands. Temperance, bringing balance and reconciling your opposites or your opposing ideals, reconciling that. Wow, the Fool. You have so much major arcana, Cancer. Amazing. So embarking on a new journey with the Fool, but be careful that you don't trip yourself up, and make sure you watch where you're walking. Bit of gossip there with the Page of Swords. Make sure that you get the facts, not some made up information. Four of Swords is recuperating. Taking some time to rest and recuperate. Ten of Wands is doing the hard yards, doing the hard work. Oh, two tens next to each other. There is an end of a cycle showing here in this, the Ten of Swords. Bursting of the abscess. Something's can't carry on the way it was. Has to change. And victory out of that with the Six of Wands. Recognition, public acclaim. Getting a bit of a pat on the back. And generosity comes out of it too. Six of Pentacles. Lovely. So we have here the Star of Hope, Cancer, in your birthday month. Happy birthday, Cancerians, with the new moon in Cancer in the first house as well, which will take place on the 20th of July. So there's transformation for yourself on a social level, new rules being applied as well. And it's up to you of how much effort you're willing to put in. What are you willing to put in to make your hopes realised? Okay. So this is also about being more enlightened, getting a bit of enlightenment out of this process here, Cancer. And others will be seeing you as having some profound, inspiring kind of energies about you. But with the new moon in Cancer and Mercury in Cancer, there's a need for here with the axis, the polar opposites, the polarity is the relationship area, an understanding of the relationships at a deeper level, with maintaining appropriate boundaries within relationships. So you may find that your personal needs are shifting and evolving, and that could be periodically difficult. And it may even be that there's a bit of a intensifying energy with Mercury retrograde. You may be incubating it, like you're keeping it to yourself before you bring it up and bring it out. So the retrograde Mercury can disinter buried memories of relationships or relationship patterns, and that can then manifest actively through a current relationship. So there's psychological motivations there, attitude and temperament. Okay? So caring for others is the key here. Alright? Now with the new moon there, it's a good time to set your intentions for the month ahead. Make your wish, whatever it is that you prefer. You may prefer to have a ritual and light candle and really focus on your intentions and the wish that you are making for the month ahead. The star certainly is a wish. This ritual that she's doing and making an offering to the gods or to the universe. So a wish can be fulfilled out of this, to do with memories of the past relationship and bringing about a deeper and better understanding of your current relationships by caring for others and your self-expression of caring for others, whether it's a business relationship or an intimate relationship. Alright? So rethink old habit patterns. And with retrograde energy, especially Mercury retrograde, it goes direct again on the 12th of July and starts moving forward. So the second half of the July is definitely not so much about having to redo things and rehash things, reorganize or reschedule. It's sort of like moving in direct. You can take action now, or you may receive the information that you've been waiting for after the 13th of July. So your creative talents, your self-worth, the second house is that message about your self-worth, how you earn your money. And you've got the Knight of Wands in there. And the Knight of Wands is a sign for you of soul searching. You can also be hard to pin down or hard to get a defiant answer from. It depicts movement. It's also letting you know that you can really connect with someone at probably as on a friendship level, but there's lifelong friends that can be made out of this period, especially with the Knight of Wands showing up here with your sense of self-worth. And it's a card of movement, so you may be looking at changing where you live, or you may want to just go on a bit of a adventure, because I do see that there is adventure in your heart here with the Fool. So there will be something revealed to you with this moon being here in the area of communication. Now, this is about your neighbourhood, your local area, short distance travel, your mode of transport, or it could be your siblings. It's the house of communication. And you have the moon, which is revealing that which was hidden. It's your psychic abilities as well, and it is connected to paying off some sort of karmic debt as well, symbolically. So you could also be having revealed to you that you can learn something new here through July that you never really looked at before. But you're certainly coming from an emotional place with the moon being revealed. So whatever it is, whatever information you're discovering or lessons you're learning, it's affecting you on a deep emotional level. It's affecting your mental telepathy, your mental energy, and your way of communicating in your community, in your local area. And it's revealing things about your local area to you that maybe you didn't know before as well. Lovely. So take notice of what's going on around you. You might not have noticed so much before about what's happening in your local area, but I do feel that it's going to really be interesting to you. You're going to find it interesting and a little bit of delighted to find out this new information about your neighbourhood or your siblings, or some form of transport that you didn't know was there before. King of Wands here is a Leo, Aries, Sagittarius energy. It's a fire energy. Now, you're wanting to have a peaceful, harmonious family environment, and you really do strive towards having that kind of harmony in your home. This area is about your home, it's about land, property, hometown, home country, and parents as well. So you could also find that you get that oomph and drive to decorate your home, or lay down some firm foundations in your life to do with the home. And in a way really rediscovering the value of family relationships. So if you're sharing your home with anyone, they will attract your dedication and loyalty. And if that person is not one of your children or sibling, then you will be considering a partner that is, in your eyes, equal to your ideals of peace and harmony being a vital ingredient within the relationship and within the home. Otherwise, it won't be successful. And you can possibly end up being rather uncooperative. But with the major arcana, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 major arcana, it's letting me know that it's not all up to you. There are the bigger picture is actually taking part in this. So it's not all up to you to get it all happening. So here in the area of where you find your joy, matters of the heart, hobbies and children and sport, 5th house area, you've got temperance. So temperance is letting you know to use moderation and caution. It is bringing things into balance in that area of your life and reconciling anything that's been in opposition to it. But you're very creative and passionate about those pursuits, and you fare well in projects that use intense creative energy. So you really could be brainstorming new wonderful projects at the moment with that temperance being there, and finding it quite rewarding within yourself. So I like the look of that. And I also like the temperance energy there if it's connected to children, because it's letting you know that, you know, you've got some balance there, and you may need to be a mediator and if you know, be the referee or whatever, but you can bring a bit of peace if the children are sort of at opposites with each other. And here you've got the new adventure with the Fool, and it's in your working life, your day-to-day routines and your health and well-being, your sense of well-being. So the Fool being there is letting you know that there is a fresh adventure at hand. But, you know, don't jump too eagerly forward. Make sure you plan it out a bit. And spontaneity is wonderful, and it is indicating spontaneity. So you may be going on some sort of health regime retreat or something like that. Or there may be something that is taking place within your workplace that is going to be very healthy for you to take part in. Okay? But here in this area of your chart, in the 6th house area, you need to see yourself as a part of the greater whole, and you need to learn that mind over matter in order to transform yourself. Okay? So, you know, listen to that higher mind. Listen to that mind that whispers. It's also wanting you to expand your consciousness and give yourself time to think about the big picture, instead of just leaping off the edge without looking. Now, there's gossip here being shown to me. This is in business or in intimate relationships. It's also to do with contracts, legal matters, that kind of thing. So there's something being revealed to you, and I think you'd be wise to listen to some advice. Here in the 7th house, in July, on the 5th of July, you've got the full moon in Capricorn with the lunar eclipse at 2:45 p.m. on the 5th of July in Capricorn, with the stellium in Capricorn, with Pluto Saturn and Jupiter. So if there's something that's going on that you can't get a handle on, or you can't take the reins, because the Saturn, Pluto, Jupiter energy is about control, then if you can't get control, let go. And just take control of what you can and let go of what you can't. Okay? There may be a message here of someone having to resign, because that Capricorn energy with the stellium in it, I feel, is going to see CEOs or people in authority having to, you know, eat their words. Politicians will be exposed if they've done things the wrong way, or the failings of any governments will also be exposed, that kind of thing. So you may hear something to do with that sort of thing, or the gossip may be that someone you're in partnership, there's some sort of wrongdoing there that has to be brought out into the open. So be aware of that. Now, here in the area of other people's money and joint resources, you've got the Four of Swords. So there's a sense of being retreating or being recuperating from illness even. Okay, so there may be somebody who you've had to wait, but you can move. There's times coming where you can move on this, because this is the axis here, the 2nd and 8th house axis, whereas the relationship is the 1st and 7th house axis here. Okay, and you know, even though, as I said, you need to be aware of around that time of the 5th of July with the lunar eclipse and the stellium of you know, other people's failings being exposed, the main energies on a personal level are for you to understand a profoundly deep level your relationship with others and maintaining appropriate boundaries. Okay, the Jupiter retrograde is going to highlight close relationships, including best friends, romantic or business. Yep. And it will also have you wanting to steer clear from any intense disagreements, because you'll be taking a excuse me, tongue twisters, a physiological kind of attitude, and wanting to keep the higher ground without using any of your weapons. Alright? So with Jupiter in there, it is a time of renewal and the end of an old cycle and the beginning of a new, which you can see there with the 2 10s. It's definitely, you're coming to an end of a cycle here through July. Or it could even be 2 cycles, 2 patterns that you're coming to an end with, which will get you involved in meeting new people, new groups, new activities, which will help you in the next cycle of learning. So it's a very beneficial time, even though it seems to be a little bit disheartening, because it usually takes somebody out of your circle. But it'll bring more like-minded people in. So with the area here of the 8th house being influenced by the 4 of Swords, you will need time to really understand your own self-worth and your own true merit, as opposed to adopting the values of others and focusing on maintaining a sense of your own personal integrity and staying involved with the substance of other people's values, but not neglecting your own, especially where your money and material worth is indicated, okay? So there's fundamental changes occurring over time, and you're altering your perspective on your money, how you invest your time, where and who is worthy of your love, because this area is also about sexuality. It's about banks and governments and insurance claims, all those sort of thing. Okay, rearranging priorities. Just, you know, with this 4 too, it's the 4 of Swords also is a card that lets you know that there's a slowdown there at some level. So, you know, change can be slow, and hard work is required because there's Saturn retrograde in that area of your chart. So some of you may have some drastic events occur to shake you out of your isolation, or if you've been feeling depressed. If you have, then reach out and talk to someone. There is the antidote here. Fire sign person may just be the ticket for you, especially in Aries, because Mars is moving into Aries, and they may be able to give you that bit of enthusiasm that you've been lacking lately because you're getting too bogged down in other people's problems. And this will help you revive your approach to material and financial resources and how you handle them. Okay? So it's a good time for making progress when Saturn is retrograde. Yes, it requires hard work, but it will pay off. And it's also a time of Saturn retrograde where other people's cash can influence your life in a significant way. So I think taxes, bills, inheritance, share assets with your partners, splitting rent with someone, those parts of your life that Saturn influences the most. Okay, that's not to say that there can't be surprise expenses as well. So, you know, be diligent with your money, and just remember that the right action and the right antidote for any surprise expenses is to handle the issues responsibly. That's your job, and it'll give you a clearer idea of how others can impact your life. Okay? Because you're really driving yourself towards becoming more self-sufficient. That's your aim. And I do feel that you will get it. And there is someone here that if you reach out, make a phone call, email them, text them, whatever, reach out. They'll be really delighted to hear from you. Now, here in the 9th house, you've got the 10 of Wands. As I said, that's the end of a cycle being shown with the 10. So this is a cycle of education, higher learning, and higher understanding. It's the, you know, achieving goals and philosophy and seeing things from a broader perspective is the 9th house energy, and the 10 of Wands is letting me know here that you've been working really hard towards that, and you've sacrificed a lot to find your way there, and you're nearly there. So you may find it necessary to broaden your location or discover foreign cultures or lands, and you may be driven to explore higher education. And you have a devotional attitude towards higher learning and searching for the perfect philosophy. But that may be a little bit disappointing with the realities of study and foreign cultures and religions, and the way the world is at the moment, because there's a bit of a juggling act between our fantasy of what the world is and our reality of what we've been hit in the face with over in the last 6 months. So it's sort of like a little bit of a burden being carried there. So you can fall short if coming from a place of superficial opinions. So just check in with yourself that your ideas are useful in relation to the broader philosophy, and how you handle the confrontation of opinions and truths that can occur now, which force you to examine in great detail over and over again how to blend the diverse thoughts and opinions and ideas ethically into a philosophical belief system. So you're really doing a lot of soul searching here, which it does show with that Knight of Wands too. What do you really believe? And finding some substantial answers to that. Okay? Now here in the area of your career and the outer world, the world at large, it's the Ten of Swords. So that's the end of a difficult situation there. The bursting of the abscess is the Ten of Swords. Completion. Complete and utter completion. So there is something that is suddenly coming to an end. Now, in the 10th house here in July, you've got Mars in Aries. So Mars is transiting through there. So that's going to be there for the next 6 months. So the next 6 months are very decisive, energetic. The passion is taking people forward. So this ending for you that has taken place is really going to help reboost your passion and drive. Now Mars is the god of war, but Aries is the pioneer. So adventure is the key. Now you may not even have to leave your own living room to find that adventure, but it looks like it's to do with your company that you work for or the career that you hold. So I will just ask divine direction information for that. What is their direction? And they're saying, divine direction is saying to decide. It's time for you to make a decision. Call upon your spirit guides to help. Okay, so make a decision. So when you make the decision, the doing becomes effortless. So what is it that you want to end to do with your career or your social life or your profession? Because July is the month where you can navigate through the new normal. You might revive an old interest or start a new one. You need to keep your physical body in good condition. You will win through if you take the initiative. And you need to look or choose a profession that provides independence or autonomy. Okay? Because this is saying to me that you prefer to be a leader rather than a follower in your chosen field or profession. Now here with Uranus transiting through the 11th house, and you've got the victory card with the 6 of Wands, public acclaim, fame, recognition. This is in your hopes and wishes. This is what you're manifesting. This is what's to come. So you will be successful if you're trying to get out of one career or job situation and get yourself into a different direction with it. This is letting you know that you will be successful. With Uranus in Taurus, you can expect the unexpected and surprises. Uranus energy is full of surprises and manifests in many different ways. Okay, it can be through your social group or your social consciousness, your objectives, your social life. But the future area is showing you, in both future areas, because this is the future as well, this is both saying that there is there's a big push taking you in the right direction there. This just has to end and you have to decide. You've got to make the decision. Once you've made the decision, the doing becomes effortless. And this is victory also because it's generosity being given and received, the 6 of Pentacles. Even though that is in the area of your subconscious, and you need to learn to discriminate which parts of your subconscious are best avoided, and use your psychic abilities to do that. You know, if you are trying to do something and you hear that soft whisper saying, you know, you better take that with you, or you need to look at that before you do that, and then you don't do it, you kick yourself afterwards. You ever found that? I find that. That is the message there coming through in your 12th house. Is because you've got Venus in the 12th moving forward, and it's finally gone direct. It was all retrograde last month, so it will initiate a time to review what in your life, when it was retrograde last month, what that Venus retrograde revealed to you. So it's a time to explore your needs for love and nourishment. Okay? And 2 things can happen. The first thing is that someone from the past can come back into your life. And the second is that you may feel the victim of the entire universe. So you need to stop yourself from getting into that mindset. And, you know, just check in with yourself. Are you creating an illusion there? Remembering that you're the captain of your own ship. So it's time for healthy self-talk. Not taking on the good opinions of others, and cultivating a positive attitude using affirmations, meditation, that kind of thing. And you will reap the rewards from that. You've got generosity and prosperity being shown there to you, Cancer. So I do like the look of that. Now, I'll just ask for a confirmation card reading. What is the confirmation of this reading, please, from the animal cards? And Cancer's animal medicine for July. What message do you have for Cancer? Well, that'll do. Thank you. The Chariot. You really are going somewhere. There's long distance maybe by road, not by air, but you are, you know, and this is victory as well. The Chariot is victory, and it's also just about decide. Trust that intuitive knowing within yourself. So it's the Arabian horse, and your message is you can successfully balance various or opposing energies at once through determination and focus. You've earned the rewards and recognition you're receiving. So you're going to get recognised as well. Well, we know that. And you've certainly earned it, Cancer. So, now what is your angel message? Your guardian angel message for you to ask for help through July. Oh, right. Okay. We'll take that one. Is the angel of encouragement, and it's the master number 11. Okay, so you just need to know that you are going to be encouraged to do this, to make this decision and change that which needs change in your life, which I feel is up here to do with your social life, profession, career, and your home life, and getting things in a bit more harmony there. Alrighty, so thank you so much for joining me, and I hope this reading has been helpful for you, and it will help you navigate through July. Leave any message or questions that you may have for me. You can pop them in the comment box below. Do click like, give it the thumbs up, and also don't forget to subscribe for those of you that are new so that you don't miss out on any future updates. Alright, so sending you loving light and peace. Namaste, Cancer.